Welcome to Intuitive Real Talk, the podcast where I am going to cut through all the BS. I'm going to light a fire under your spiritual ass, and I'm going to remind you your intuition isn't weird, it is your superpower. Hi, I'm Stephanie, a psychic medium, intuitive coach, animal communicator, paranormal expert. Yep, all the things intuitive. I'm also a professional truth dropper. So, what are we going to do here? We're going to dive into it all. Shadow work, spirit talk, intuitive gifts, and yep, even aliens, like a spiritual dumpster dive, but with purpose. There's going to be no gatekeeping, no fluff, no performative love and light bullshit, just raw, unfiltered conversations for people who know they came here to shake shit up. Let's get into it.
Hi there. So today I wanted to talk about the after effects when you do energetic cord cutting. So I have been assisting and guiding people through a lot of ancestral type cord cutting. And when we start to do really strong ancestral work and we're cutting all of those energetic cords, we're not only relieving the energy and the trauma and everything else that our ancestors carried, but also what we are now carrying, because that energy was hitting us and we had signed up to not only experience their type of trauma energy. It doesn't have to be the same situations, but the same energy. But we also say that we're not only going to experience, but we're going to heal it. So once we have the experience, we're like, we don't want to carry this anymore, right? And so then we start to do the energetic cord cuttings. Now, this isn't just with our ancestral. It could be generational energy. It could be lineage. It could be past lives. It could be current now. Like I had a really horrible relationship and I'm now cutting the energetic ties with this person. So when we start to cut the energetic ties, what happens is we now have the energy that we have been carrying for so long that even though we cut the ties, we essentially think about it like this. Your phone is dying, you plug in the charger and boom, charges up your phone, you unplug it. And so that's cutting the cord. But every time you plug it back into something else, if you haven't healed the energy that you carried and you just cut it, you're still carrying that energy. So what you need to do is think about it this way is every time you cut a cord, you now need to know you're going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered to not only release the energy, but to release the trauma around whatever the situation is that you're carrying. Again, that could be ancestral loss. It could be ancestral struggling to get pregnant. It could be ancestral lack with financial relationships. You name it. It could be a generational energy of anger that you're carrying. And so there's so many different layers that just understanding that if you cut the cord does not mean you healed the trauma. And so you'll get triggered in lots of ways. I've had so many people reach out and say, oh my God, shit is hitting the fan. All of this stuff is happening to me now. I've had headaches. I've had all this stuff. Well, yeah, you just said I'm cutting this cord, but now all of that stuff that's been sitting in you, you have to release that too. So it's very much if I washed my dishes and all of a sudden I have clean dishes, I'm still going to dirty them up. I'm going to have more experiences. So if there's anything with a similar energy of that situation or lineage thing that I had already carried, it will trigger me to say, ooh, I don't need to carry this anymore. So cutting the cords is only one step. It's allowing yourself to lean into those energies, to understand that a new experience is coming up, not because the universe wants to test you, because it's saying, hey, now that you're ready to move forward, we don't want you to carry this baggage. And so when we look a little deeper into that, we start to almost think, oh my gosh, now I'm panicking because I just cut these cords and why isn't it working out for me? Well, it is working out for you. It's giving you the experiences so that you don't carry that anymore. And that can almost feel like I just took a step backwards. And that's not the intention. The intention was, okay, I'm not only cutting the cords, but I'm healing myself, which will empower future generations, whether it's with my lineage or not, but I am doing all of this work. Okay, why would you want to do that? The reason why we keep being born or reincarnated, whatever version of words that you want to use, transition, is because we always feel like something was not accomplished in this life or some things weren't accomplished. And so when you look at it that way, we want to do all of the karmic ties, all of the energetic cutting, so that this way we really start to say, I have nothing left in this life that I would feel the need to have to come back and play with it again. Otherwise, we start to get into the karmic loop of being born over and over and over. That's very unhealthy, because when we do that, we constantly feel like we have to do something. And then we constantly feel like we're being given more and more triggers and experiences that are happening for us, but may not feel good for us, because then our human side starts to get a little bit like, ooh, I don't like this. This doesn't feel good to me. So now I'm getting depressed. Now I'm starting to fall into the traps of low level. And I mean lower vibrational energy, where you're almost feeling despair, depression. You start to self-doubt yourself. You don't use your intuitive gifts. You don't understand the big picture. It's hard to detach your emotions. You just feel kind of worn out. You're an old soul. Like, we're all old souls, but some are having a new human experience. You can usually tell a new human experience person because they're very fear-based, very organized religion-based. They're very limiting based. They're very, it's us against them. Skin color matters, gender matters, all those things. The more higher vibration you are, the more cord cutting you do, the more healing you do. It's all about energy versus what the shell looks like, anything. Like, when I meet someone, I don't give two shits about what they look like. I don't care about your skin color. I don't care about your gender. I don't care about any of that. I care about your energy and to see if it's in alignment with me. Now, when we do cord cutting, what can also happen is we will start attracting everyone that we just cord cutted with. And that's because, or let's say it's, I'm trying to get pregnant and then struggling more and more to get pregnant. And it feels like one roadblock after another. It's because the universe is really just trying to, and by the universe, I mean source. I mean the reality that you're living in. And because if you think about it this way, there are around 8 billion people out there, and we all live in our own perception, our own world of how we view things, whether it's by our experiences, our ancestral energy, you name it. And so everything I'm seeing and doing and energetically is my perception. So it's my reality, which could be totally different from someone else's reality, which is why we always have the differing thoughts, beliefs, things like that. But our realities bump, right? And so that's not like one shared reality. It's 8 billion different realities bumping in against each other. And so when you think about it like that, then what happens is when I am working on my ancestral stuff, it could bump against someone else who has a similar ancestral or similar energy, which is meant to trigger me to see if it's healed. Now, the more healed it is, that won't come to me anymore. I won't energetically align with it. I won't meet that. I won't see it. But when I start to cord cut, all of them will start to come to me, because even though I cord cut and I fill the hole, that energetic leaking hole, I'm still going to keep attracting it because that's what I'm accustomed to, right? Here's my energy here. I'm used to that. And the more I start to heal it, the higher I go, the less I will see that and feel that. So I hope that made sense. Please leave any comments if it didn't, or if you have more ideas on things that you want me to branch out on.